Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. Welcome to your England-Wales post-game live fan reaction show. England have done it. They have won emphatic style, topped the group. We'll be playing Senegal on Sunday evening, and somewhere Atomic Kitten has just started stage rehearsals because it's coming home. Southgate, you're the one. All that jazz. Looking forward to this. Getting the thoughts of you wonderful people, and of course the Cruncher following that result. So please get involved, and I do mean sincerely, please get involved. Don't make me talk about England any longer than I have to, because I'm a bit like a fish climbing a tree. Standout, good second half when the players were allowed to play football. Like seeing positive football. Still think Kane plays too deep. Welcoming Andy. We need to play positive every match. We beat ourselves playing negative football. Emerson Bowles last game for Wales. Well, he thinks not, but let's wait to see. Two things. First of all, hit the like button, subscribe if you're brand new, and all super chats are read out. Cruncher, welcome back. I was so close to a right prediction.
John Stones, he
off
done
the
you.
bar. Oh, so excited! I really was. How are you? How are you now after that 90?
Wales are absolute fucking garbage, aren't they?
Well, the commentator said go and celebrate.
Look, when you get to the next World Cup and you have another 16 teams, you'll get more shit like this.
I know.
You will.
It's only going to get worse.
Not good enough. Like I messaged you in the WhatsApp group, the first half was watching Town versus Cheltenham.
Which I thought was rather unfair to Cheltenham, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that from the Discord from Mike D. But listen, it was comfortable, and like Matt Standout said there about when we're allowed to play football. Football's a game in 90 minutes, you know. You win the game over 90 minutes. You don't win it in the first half. And Wales made it difficult, but they had nothing, did they? They had nothing going forward. They opened up a little bit when we got 2 goals and had a little bit more threat. But like I said, they wouldn't lay a glove on us, Gov, they didn't.
No, they really didn't like it. Dominic Dean here says, typical overreaction after being Iran. Let's see how Southgate's tactics play against Senegal. Your thoughts on that one? Great call. Yeah. Thanks, Dominic.
Yeah, look, it's to be expected that we've got out of this group. You know, I know they said it was like with the rankings, you know, they were all quite tight rankings, but we really should beat Iran. Look, we drew with America and we've beaten Wales. Now, Senegal, they're athletic, Martin. They'll give us a game. And look, if we want to get anywhere, we need to turn up and we need to beat them. You know, it'd be difficult. That'd be a difficult game. It'd be tougher than we've had so far. But I'd still expect England to make the last 16 and probably be taking on the French.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting tie. The Womble, England are a flat track bully, but I hope that changed when they play a stronger side. Also, Dominic Dean says, P.S. Crunch, you're a top man.
You're a top man too, Dominic. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Yeah, Dominic, you were doing so well, and then you went and spoiled it all.
Good little love.
Saying something.
Anyway, Danny Ward, got to be one of the shittest goalkeepers in this tournament. Absolutely. That free kick, Martin, from Rashford.
He's only playing because Hennessy decided to go in.
Hennessy don't even play now for Forest. This is what I'm saying about the Welsh. You look at the free kick from Rashford. Look, it's a good strike, but it's not in the corner, is it? He's got to be saving that.
Well, he's taken 2 steps to his right and then flat-footed himself, and
it says he feels sorry for Wales.
Yeah, that is the youth of today, Rich. You're not teaching them right.
Come to the sword, guys.
The commentator said towards the end they got to go and celebrate all they've brought to the World Cup. I did have to think what they had brought. I mean, they've not had a great campaign. You've got to be honest.
Colin did send me a lovely voice note singing, "I'm leaving on a jet plane." Fire up the plane, send them home. Yeah, they did. Look, they didn't bring a lot. They disappointed because
disappointing. Really,
they got a good draw, didn't they, against America? And then when they played Iran, they were woeful. But listen, we're English. We're not Welsh. I don't really care about Wales.
No.
We're in the last 16, and they're not.
Their best player is playing Fleetwood on Friday night. Brandon Carter, Rashford, Foden, but I think he means Foden, and Bellingham. Cool. Wales was shit, says James Ronelma. Gavin Law, bye Wales. Andy, people forget Iran ranked 20th, so that can't be that bad.
I don't really take the world rankings that serious. Belgium are number 2, Andy, and they lost to bloody Morocco. So
just parking the England game for just 5
France.
seconds.
We should play France, Dominic. If we beat Senegal, if they top the group, this is how
What?
it's sort of panning out.
What is this Belgium situation that I've heard little snippets of, but don't quite know the full story of? What's going on in the Belgium camp?
I think there's a bit of who's arguing with De Bruyne?
I don't know. I just see all this on social media, and I'm not quite sure what the hell's going on. 'Cause I'm not really paying much attention.
They're overrated.
Golden generation of Belgium, that was,
Belgium. I've got no idea how he's coaching them, but look, who cares about Belgium? It's all about England tonight. We're 3-0 winners. Come on.
I just like chaos. Matchday, big shout out to Brian Peachy, massive town fan of Qatar, to Sean Wales, fair play, once in a lifetime. Yeah, once in a lifetime, absolutely. Fisherman, Slothgate, baby, he's the one. Just won 3-0.
Let's give some credit tonight. I'm not going to give him some hammering tonight. Let's forget about the USA game. I'm not going to give it. So anyway, halfway through the second half, I get some WhatsApp message from Gov. Caden Jackson would have scored that.
Oh, he said that to me in the first half.
I was like, on what planet? I was laughing.
Rashford's a B-Tech Caden Jackson, isn't he, Gov?
Look, Kate Jackson's a great striker, but no, it was a tongue. I just wanted to see if you react to it. I know how much you don't rate Jackson, but
yeah. I got bloody called into work tonight, so I was like listening to the first half, I was watching it. Bit gutted, really, but look, our second. I don't know what was said. I think there was an injury, wasn't there, at some point, and I think. Was it Luke Shaw went over to the bench or something, stood there chatting, and it was like from that point onwards, it was like, lads, what are you doing? Get forward, There was a lot more forward play tonight rather than against the USA. USA was absolutely dire. It just reminded me of it was just like it was Safegate, Slothgate, It really was. But
that was then. This is tonight. Tonight he played it safe first 45, and then second half he really unleashed the three lions, Mike. He found the formula.
I think it was after I think it was sort of after in the first half. Sorry, I keep getting messages from my kids. I think it was after the first. I think, like I said, I think it was about 40 minutes to go, and I think Luke Shaw came over to the bench. There was an injury or something. I was watching it, and it was like from that point onwards, a lot more forward passing. I think that has been the key tonight. I mean, Jude Bellingham, what a player tonight. At second half, Jesus, Rashford, brilliant goal. Have to agree with Cruncher. Actually, I thought the goalkeeper should have got that. Really,
he should have saved both for Rashford. Even I know the second one's it's near his feet and he's hit it well, but I think he should save that.
It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, you could be the best goalkeeper in the world, and if a ball hits you at the wrong angle of your foot, goes in the back of the net, doesn't it? I'm not going to be too harsh on.
I agree with that. I agree with that comment there. He switched. Foden doesn't play on the right. When I was watching that in the first half, Martin, and he was stuck out on that right-hand side, I'm thinking he doesn't play there for Man City. He's off the left, or he's a 10. And when look, you have to give the manager credit. He's changed them over. He's got 2 goals. Foden's got 1. So yeah, give Southgate credit. He's got that spot on there.
Yeah. And then he got second as well. And what about Josh Stones? He blazed it over from about 4 yards out, didn't he? Normally a player like him who's used to playing in a Man City side where they pass off the pitch, teams off the pitch, you'd have kind of thought, that is in the back of the net. I mean, that could have been 6 or 7, to be fair. There was some really good clear-cut chances. That second half was the kind of performance you want from this team, If you're going to win the World Cup, I think, look, Dean Saunders, listened to a bit of Talk Sport Talk Radio as I was driving along, and I was listening to the match, and Dean Saunders made a point. He said, and so does Stan Collymore. He said, if you're looking at a team to win the World Cup, you've got to look at a team to, when things are not quite going right, to actually really, really up the gears and press. And I think that's what we did in the second half. I thought we were different gravy would be the saying. I thought we were very good off going forward, and and we looked every time. I mean, the Welsh, don't get me wrong. I think the Welsh's problem is not the team. I think it's the coach. If I'm honest, I'm not overly impressed with the way he sets his team up. Dean Saunders.
Like you, Mike, to blame the coach.
Well, I mean, when I am a coach. Professional coach. full of UEFA B Pro and all that, on FIFA Manager 22. But look, I think for me, I was listening to a few sort of Welsh fans I know and they all say the same. They're not overly impressed with him. And I think Welsh are not a bad side. They just didn't play very well this tournament today. I
think tonight, Mike, they knew that they could really only play one way, and they had to sit in and make it difficult because they knew. Look, when they opened up, you knew what happened because England would kill them on the break with the speed, with Rashford, Foden. So first half of them going in at 0-0. I know they didn't play great, but they're probably thinking, right, we're still in the game, aren't we? And then like them 2 goals within 2 minutes just literally killed the game, didn't it? Like the first goal, like the keeper should save, and then poor from Ben Davies for them go at left back, losing the ball in that sort of position. It's right what Mike D says there. I know people say about Kane, and I do sometimes say he should be playing further up the pitch, but he drops deep for Spurs. He didn't even have to look up for that second goal. He's just rolled it across there. But if you look at Foden, he's had to cover a lot of ground there, Martin, to get in there, and it's a tap-in for him. So
desire.
About 20 yards. I think when Kane got the ball and before he even struck it, I think he was outside the area, Foden.
Yeah.
So he had to literally run in a good 20 yards just to get anywhere near that ball. And that says everything you want about hunger, desire, passion, wanting to score goals, wanting to get... I mean, look, we're out of the group. We got Senegal. I predict the same as you. I said before the tournament start, I thought, well, looking at the groups, I thought we could end up with Senegal, and I know we'll end up with bloody France in the quarters, and that's what it'll be, And
this is the World Cup, Mike. If we want to win it, you're going to have to play good. Yeah, exactly. Along the way, you're going to have to play them. So it'll be a tough game, Senegal. Don't anybody think Sunday that we'll just turn up and we'll roll him over. I think England will beat them, but I think it'll be a tight game.
I think they're more. I think Senegal are more open, aren't they? They play more open than say like I mean, USA were like flat back 11, weren't they? Really, with the odd break here and there. Whereas Senegal are very much an open team. A bit like when Ipswich come up against a team where they're open, we do tend to sort of dominate and put them to the sword. But Senegal are very much like that. I watched the game this afternoon, and it was like there was times when I thought they were a little bit too open, in fact. And I thought, if we play them and they play like that, players like Foden, and if Grealish gets a go, Sterling, all these players that are, good quality I think could actually, shred them about a bit. Just got to keep players fit, though, haven't we, really?
Yeah. Obviously, Group A had Qatar in, who first home nation to lose all 3. So it distorts it a little bit in the sense of what are they? How good were Ecuador? So they're going to be stronger than what we've played tonight, I would say. But how strong remains to be seen. It's still a fixture I really fancy England to.
Well, look, they won the African nations. They won that.
I still fancy England to put them.
Yeah.
To
they
really
got Mane, which is obviously a big bloke for them, Martin. Because he's a good player. But I would expect England. They should beat them. If we want to go far in this tournament, we need to beat them.
Well, that's
we have to. We're going home otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. That is inspired analysis.
The thing is, like you say, Richard. If you want to beat these teams, if you want to be world champions, you've got to beat these teams. You can't be going up against Senegal and be afraid of these teams. Go out. It's better to go out on your feet than it is to go out on your knees. And
I think Lee's having a bit of a pop at you there, Mike.
Knees, really.
He's having a bit of pop at you there, Lee. It's decent plan B from Southgate.
Decent plan B from Southgate.
You know what's to come.
Lee's all right.
Who was your man of the match tonight, Mike?
Bellingham was. I thought Jude Bellingham was just unbelievable tonight.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But so was. For the whole match, I want to give it to Bellingham. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was just really good tonight.
How much does he go for, Mike? How much does he go for? Because he's going to probably leave Dortmund, I'd have thought, in the summer. What do you reckon? Got to be 150 million.
I think he'll go probably 110, 115, probably to Man City, something like that.
To Birmingham
or Newcastle. They got money now, haven't they? Sorry?
do Birmingham have a sell-on clause?
I would have thought they would have a
'Cause
sell-on clause if they've got any
that
sense
could-
at all.
That could really set a club up. That sort of money.
Always
you could
while
be
my
getting.
mate up at work, Martin, he's a Man U fan, and I said to him when he was like 16, 17, that's who used to sign. He's like, no, he's not that good. He's not that good. Every time I talk about Jude Bellingham now, I remind him of that. Because look, he's a class player, Mike. He's 19 years old and he's played over 150 career games already.
Yeah, I mean,
he's looking better and better.
I'm not saying he won't go for 150 million, but I think a realistic figure would probably be around about 115 million. I would have thought right now. Look, we've got to be careful not to overhype these players. It seems like if we've got an English player, let's stick on 40 or 50 million pound on top of the normal price.
Yeah.
Look, he's young. He's 19. Will he get any better? I hope he does, because based on tonight's performance, I thought he was superb. But you've got to look at other young players that have come through. Rashford has gone through a bit of a sort of a up and down career, hasn't he? He's had some highs, and now he's back. He feels like, for me, Rashford was I was a bit concerned to start with when he was picked, but based on tonight, that's going to do him a world of good. A bit like Chaplin at the weekend, banging in them 2 goals is going to do him a world of good.
Yeah, Mike D. Rich Rashford. He says unstoppable, but he meant undroppable. But the same thing applies.
Yeah,
please. You're
right. What you're saying about it's a confidence game for these attacking players. Like Chaplin had gone through, I think, 12 games without a goal. So look, Rashford's got 3 goals already in the group stages. And he's only started tonight's game and he's come on in the other one. So
do you know? I think we need to give some. I think look, Harry Kane's had come under some stick because he hasn't scored goals recently, hasn't he? He's not scored enough goals, right? But I'll tell you something now, right? He is a team player. No two ways about that.
Yeah.
The way he sets up other players I think he's got the top assists in this World Cup or something.
Yeah.
And for me, I think he needs some credit because, it's all we always say, strikers need to score more goals. Strikers need to score more goals. And I think the way he's performed and the way he's just kind of grown into the captaincy role, hasn't he? I wasn't overly keen when he was given the captaincy, but now I think it's probably suits him with the way he's performing.
He's all round a good footballer, though, Mike, isn't he? He's really intelligent.
Yeah.
You can see when he drops in that little, like the ball through to Rashford in the first half, just slotted him through. Rashford probably should have gone around the goalie there, probably should score. And he does more than score goals, Harry Kane. I know people say, and look, I have said myself, number 9, he should be in the box scoring goals, but he offers a lot more. Look, and if Rashford's scoring, if Foden's scoring, it doesn't matter where the goals come from.
My stand-up performer was Jordan Henderson, so I'm just going to put that out there right now. That's who I thought.
Hang on. What were you telling me earlier today?
Yeah, I know. Fuck off. All right.
He did play well. He had a good game. He done his job.
He had a good game. I wouldn't have given him.
Hey, I'm admitting when I'm wrong. I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong. He was a leader today.
That was a naughty tackle, Mike, on him by Ramsey.
Very naughty.
Ramsey knew he'd done wrong, didn't he?
But he was my stand-up performer for how he performed in the centre of the park, marshalling the troops, leading by example. And a lot of the first half was a leadership from Henderson, taking the sting out of the game, not allowing Wales any foothold because they needed their early goal. Wales needed to score first for to have any chance of anything. We just kept the ball in the first 25, 20 minutes. We just lovely triangles. And he played really well. And I can't sit here tonight, having bashed him for 15 minutes 3 hours ago, and not say, do you know what? Respect where it is. You can say,
yeah. I mean,
I did bash him all day, all fucking day.
All day.
The other night when he came on against USA, I was like, what the... But tonight he had a good game. I ain't gonna. Look, I think the whole team had a good game. There was it kind of. You're right. Wales just didn't offer anything. I mean,
we didn't allow him to, Mike. We didn't allow him to. We gave him nothing. Not even a.
Yeah, but it weren't just us, was it? I mean, look again. I mean, no disrespect, but they played Iran.
No, they didn't.
And quite frankly, they should have turned Iran over, but they were just too lethargic. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough urgency from Wales.
I've got a funny one for you. David Burns messaged me, Mike, about 5 minutes ago, and he says, when it was 3-0, he said, don't worry, we only need a converted try and we'll win 7-3.
Brilliant. Yeah,
Mike
you
D,
know.
does Henderson start versus Senegal? God no.
Yeah,
Oh, God no.
he does. Definitely.
You could look. There's an argument for him starting. I think you've got to. I think some of the players tonight. You can't drop Foden. You can't drop Rashford now.
Do we see Maddison at all?
Bellingham, you can't drop.
Do we see Maddison? Probably off the bench. I thought. Lee Anderson, though, he says he's right. What he says there about Henderson. He gives you balance, especially when you're playing a three in the middle there, and it gives Bellingham, Mike, a bit more license to get forward when you've got Henderson and Rice sitting there.
Yes, I have to agree. I have to agree with Lee on that. I have to agree with you guys on that. Yeah, having Henderson in there, he's a bit of a mature head. He's been there, done it with Liverpool, and it does. Look, Bellingham for me is not holding. He needs to go forward. He offers more when he gets some of the passes tonight. Reminded me of Scholes. The way he used to pick the ball up and play them 30-yard diagonals, and sometimes simple, sometimes long, and they would always be on a dime. I think to myself, if you had one or two players of old in this side, like Scholes, like Beckham, I mean, Jesus Christ, we would. I genuinely think we'd have been we would be world champions by now.
You want Saka in there, guys, but where do you get him in if you're playing Foden and Rashford?
You don't. For me, Saka's been a bit of a disappointment, to be honest, in this World Cup.
I thought he played well against Iran.
Yeah, he did well against Iran.
Yeah, but that was against Iran, wasn't it? When it came up against a dogged side, Saka is a quality player. He's played well for Arsenal, no two ways about it. But does he play as well for England all the time? I'm not so sure he does.
He's only a young player. He's only young.
Yeah.
So he's going to have ups and downs. But I don't see him starting against Senegal because you're going to
play you bring off the bench, and if you're he's a player you bring off the bench, isn't he? Really, and right now I think there's players ahead of him that can do a job. I just think there's players ahead of him right now. I like Saka. I think he's been brilliant for Arsenal. But he has got players around him that are also playing out of their skin as well,
True. All right, Mike, we appreciate you coming on. We're going to finish up now.
No, absolutely, guys.
You look after yourself, and we'll speak soon. Rich, who was your standout performer this evening as we round off?
Look, I think if you get 2 goals, you're going to give it to Rashford, I would have thought mine. He was a little bit wasteful for me in the first half there. He gave the ball away a couple of times. Played the cross, I think, that got knocked out for a corner. He sort of picked the wrong ball. But I think if you score 2 goals in a World Cup game, we won 3-0, I would say he's man of the match. But I think Henderson runs him close. I thought he had a really good game, and he done everything that I expected of him when I said to you yesterday I'd play him. I think you were a little bit sort of, why would you play him? But I think he gives you that, like Mike said, that experience. He's that experience. He's been there, done it. He's won it all at Liverpool. And I think if you're playing a 3 in there, I think he probably keeps his place for the game against Senegal. Lee Anderson says, who got the pre-assist for Foden? Rashford. Yeah, it's Rashford, wasn't it? Because he won the ball back, didn't he?
It's a nonsense statistic. Doesn't exist.
Look, did the game pan out any differently than you thought? Because it didn't for me. I thought it'd be like that. Wales just didn't have enough to hurt us.
No,
Gareth Bale was anonymous. I don't even know if he probably wasn't fit. He went off at half time. Ramsey, all these players have been good players for Wales, and they've been really good servants, Martin. But the sands of time have caught up with them all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just writing down some of the options for next, for Senegal off the bench. You got Grealish, Maddison, Saka, Wilson, who I've also been very impressed with, by the way. Every time he's come on the pitch, Wilson.
It's good to get him minutes tonight. You got Trent on there. Calvin Phillips played a lovely ball through for the 3rd goal. And look, you've got so many attacking options. It's just you can't play them all, and then it's picking the right ones to bring on at the right time, Mike. Because there's going to be. If we're going to win this World Cup, we're going to need all these players. Grealish is, even Maddison, or somewhere along the line, you're probably going to need him to come off the bench and maybe score a goal, maybe assist. But it's going to get tougher. It's going to get tougher from here on in, because Senegal, tough game. England will win that game, and then after that, it's France. And look, we can all sit here and say Mbappe and all this, but hang on, why shouldn't they be worrying about what we've got?
Oh,
you know,
they should be.
So
Yeah, and
we've got good attacking players. So I just hope when we play these knockout games, I hope we're not sitting here, because we'll probably do this. Are we going to do a show on Sunday night?
I
Probably.
thought so.
Yeah. I don't want to be sitting here when if we get knocked out by France or someone and we haven't had a go. At least if we bow out in this tournament, put it all out there, you know, and you might lose on penalties and you might be unlucky, whatever, but don't play with the handbrake on, because we have got quality players, Martin, that can hurt these countries. You know,
I agree.
Your Kanes, your Rashfords, you know. So
I still
play with your handbrake on. Saka's another one. Let's get at them. But I do agree with Mike D. Against France, I'd play. Maybe I'm looking a bit far ahead, and we've sort of not thinking about Senegal. But if we get past Senegal when we play France, I totally agree with Mike. I'll be playing 3 at the back, because the pace there of Mbappe, I think you're going to need Kyle Walker in that middle 3. So, but let's focus on Sunday first. Senegal, 7:00. Let's beat them, and then we can look at the quarterfinals after that.
I agree. Leave nothing. It always perplexes me that England managers still seemingly play for a penalty shootout, despite the record we have in one. Like, I'd rather they threw all the attacking players on, and we lost in extra time. We lost
now, and the amount of subs you got what 5 subs you can.
I don't think anyone would be too upset in this country if we walked off the pitch having lost 2-1, but left everything out there, including all our attacking players on the pitch. Because we know we're not great at penalties. We know we'll probably go out via a penalty shootout. So
we know we're not that good. I know we kept 2 clean sheets these last 2 games. We ain't that great defensively when we play the better teams. So this is why I'm saying we've got to have a go at these teams.
Yeah.
Let's not sit back. Don't be sitting here again like after the Croatia semi-final, after the final against Italy, when we got in winning positions there, Martin. And look, maybe the team's a bit more experienced now. Southgate's another tournament on. Hopefully, when we get to them positions where, hopefully, when we're playing later in the tournament, we're a goal up against these teams. Don't sit there and think, right, 1 goal. Go and get that second goal. Go and make it easier for yourself, because if you don't, these teams will kill us. It'll happen again. Let's get out there and let's get at them, because look, we've got, like I just said, all them attacking tools in our box.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, we got nothing to fear about anyone in this tournament. France, probably. Brazil, the 2 best teams at the minute I've probably seen. Spain, not bad. Argentina, average, aren't they? We've seen them. I know they've got Messi, but there's nothing to fear out there. Let's just get at them.
Absolutely. Dominic Dean, love the fact you still talk about Town on here, even though we haven't played. Chappers is quality. Well, we are playing Friday night, which of course we'll be covering with a Matchday ticket, but we're live tomorrow night, 8:45.
You're fancying putting that game on Friday night now when England plays Sunday, isn't it?
Oh, fucking. Did anyone expect us to not win this group? Madness. But we're back tomorrow night, 8:45 for more Town chat. Points prediction for the month of December. Humphreys player of the month. Team for Fleetwood. Lots more. Do join us.
Did you vote for? Did you vote?
There was no point.
I voted for Cameron Humphreys.
See, everyone's going to vote for him. Everyone. Yeah. I don't think he was probably deserving of. Was he deserving?
Yeah, I think you can chat about that tomorrow.
I will. I don't know my opinion of it yet. But yes, lovely. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow night. But until then, England are through. Atomic Kitten are doing stage rehearsals. Southgate, you're the one.